Doraemon and Nobita were in the yard capturing a typhoon. They successfully collected the powerful energy of the storm hitting the city into a wind storage tank, and the energy levels hit the quadruple digits. The rain stopped and the sky cleared up. The typhoon had carpeted the ground with a layer of leaves. Doraemon found the fully charged wind storage tank. He twisted the valve to attach a tiny bit of the typhoon onto a pair of disposable chopsticks, which was perfect for cleaning up the yard that had been ravaged by the storm, easily blowing the fallen leaves into a pile. As the two carried the storage tank back to their room, they accidentally discovered a broken washing machine. Doraemon immediately offered up a chopstick charged with typhoon wind, tossing it into the washer which was already filled with water, getting the machine running normally again. At the same time, Dad's hairdryer wasn't working properly. Nobita snatched the chopsticks from Doraemon to help, but lost control of the wind volume and blew Dad's hair into an afro, getting them both a severe scolding. This scared Nobita and Doraemon straight back to their room. Doraemon refused to lend the wind storage tank to Nobita again. The two had a disagreement and started arguing. In a fit of anger, Doraemon threw the storage tank, but unexpectedly smashed it onto his own stubby legs. Nobita mocked him, so Doraemon used the typhoon wind to blow him over. Nobita was furious. He seized the opportunity to twist the valve of the storage tank open. Although this caused him to be surrounded by the typhoon, it allowed him to deflect everything in his surroundings, just like wearing a suit of armor made of wind. Realizing he now possessed boundless power, Nobita went out to seek revenge on John and Sunio. Doraemon rushed over to warn the two to take shelter, but Sunio didn't believe the danger and chose to fight, resulting in him being blasted 10,000 meters into the sky by the strong winds around Nobita the moment he threw a punch. Even a crow seemed to assist Nobita, sending Sunio plummeting back down from the high altitude. Fortunately, the trees acted as a cushion, allowing Sunio to land safely. Meanwhile, witnessing this disaster, John was scared out of his wits, and turned to the Blue Raccoon Lord for help, asking if there was a gadget to withstand Nobita, and help him survive this crisis. Helpless, Doraemon took out the typhoon tracker. The only advice he could offer John was to steer clear of Nobita, as the map would display the real-time location of Typhoon Nobita. Seeing his opponent coming right at him, John took to his heels and ran, but it was as if Nobita knew exactly where he was, chasing him relentlessly. Nobita didn't actually know John's location, but relying on years of experience, he deduced that John was hiding in the concrete pipes at the vacant lot. So, Nobita strutted over with an arrogant gait, and as he approached, the pipes began to crack, eventually leading to all three pipes being shattered by Typhoon Nobita. John attempted to flee for his life, but Nobita kept hot on his heels. He had no choice but to hide in the shopping district, where he happened to run into Shizuka. John showed the typhoon map to Shizuka, only to suddenly realize Nobita was closing in on him again. With no other option, John was forced to continue running. Before Shizuka even had time to be confused, Typhoon Nobita came walking down the street. Shizuka intended to share an interesting book with Nobita, but a massive gust of wind suddenly struck, because she had to use both hands to hold down her skirt. The book in her hands flew into the air. Nobita wanted to help Shizuka retrieve it, but unfortunately, he forgot that he was currently a typhoon. Luckily, Shizuka managed to catch the book herself. At this point, Doraemon and the others noticed via the tracker that the wind power around Nobita was weakening. To prevent Nobita from returning home to recharge his energy, the three of them sprinted toward the house with all their might. Unfortunately, they were a step too late, as Nobita used kicking up dust and sand to block their vision. Nobita ran back to his room. In pursuit of even greater power, he twisted the valve of the wind storage tank all the way to the max. Instantly, the massive, out-of-control wind force blew the entire second floor of the house, along with Nobita, straight up into the sky. Doraemon and the others were left dumbfounded. With wind power that strong, it might be a few days before Nobita finally lands.